Warner Media and New Line Cinema has announced that they are making a Mortal Kombat movie. It's a reboot of the original Mortal Kombat movie, and one has to ask, is it going to be better than the original? Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Rinks and welcome to another edition of Talking MK. In today's video, I would like to break down everything that was revealed in the new Mortal Kombat trailer. Talk about all things that were revealed and also break down some possibilities and some theories that the movie will hold for us. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So starting out with the trailer begins where Jax is combing through a building and everything is frozen over, and then Sub-Zero starts fighting him. And by the way, this is a cool shot of Sub-Zero freezing his shotgun and then the shells are spread out. Is new to this, that's new to the MK lore, Sub-Zero is the one and responsible for Jax's new mechanic arms. Because in the new timeline in the video game, Ermac was the one that caused that, and then in the previous timeline, the original one, Jax just wanted to prepare himself for the Outworld invaders. I'm actually excited about Jax. I feel like this will give him more of a storyline. What the new games have been doing is that Jax is a soldier who suffers from PTSD, and I feel like they're going to implement that into the movie where he wants to get revenge on Sub-Zero. Going over to the next part, we're introduced to the main protagonist of the movie. His name is Cole Young, who is played by Louis Tan. A lot of people are discussing and debating about who Cole is. He seems to be a brand new character with a birthmark with the dragon symbol that is known in Mortal Kombat lore. And I will get to Cole a little bit later on, who he could be in a particular spot. By the looks of it, Sonya and Jax recruited him, figuring out that he has the mark. I don't know if they have the mark as well, because they also are seen to be competed in this same tournament. Next spot is this Melina spot, which we first get our first look of her, at least on the backside of her, and then this gorgeous shot of this outpan of it. I don't know if she's traveling in Outworld, and I'm looking forward to more Melina, but more on her later as we're discussing this video. We get to this cave drawing, which it looks like an earlier illustration of Mortal Kombat. I don't know if this is the Great Kung Lao or maybe this is just an Outworlder in general that has won Mortal Kombat. Next shot is of Shang and Raiden actually coming face to face with each other, which I've always loved their interactions in the games and in any variation, because I love to see this good versus evil complex. It goes back to Cole, and this is the spot where I want to talk about Cole the most. When he looks himself into the mirror, notice that there is a brief spot and where you see Scorpion, like as if he's looking at him. This is what begs the question of, what is Scorpion's relationship to Cole Young? One theory that I have is that maybe this is Scorpion's son, that they're altering the Scorpion lore, that this is Scorpion's son. Maybe he wanted to escape the Shirai Ryu. Or maybe he's chosen is because he was from the Shirai Ryu and he's chosen to represent them. He wanted to escape that life. Scorpion plays a big part in this, even though like they just shown him mostly fighting in this trailer. There's more to Scorpion in this movie. And Cole seems to have a bigger role in it than what we anticipated. We get this great montage of him fighting. It looks like to be in the Shirai Ryu dojo, where he's taking out these mass assailants and then he's taking them out with ease with his rope dart. It's very gruesome too, so they're not pulling back any fatalities. Fatalities is what made Mortal Kombat infamous. Mortal Kombat is just more than fatalities. We get our next shot of the gang traveling with each other, and it looks like it's Kano, Sonya, Cole, and Liu Kang. Then we're introduced to the whole cast. I like that Kano has his laser eye, and I wonder if he'll get his metal plate, which is not important. What's important is the essence of the character is still there. And my prediction with Kano, pausing for a second, he ends up betraying them, because that's what ends up happening in Mortal Kombat lore. The new timeline, he betrayed Sonya. Sonya had this deep personal grudge, and I think we're going to see that here. Our next shot of Liu Kang, which looks awesome by the way. I'm actually kind of curious about, like, is he gonna win the tournament or is Cole gonna win the tournament? Like, is it gonna be kind of like an Alice thing from the Resident Evil movies where they have all these known characters in the video game lore, but they're gonna introduce a brand new character, and that character is gonna be the star of this franchise that's moving forward. And then we get our next shot of Jax, and again, I'm very excited about Jax in general. Going back to his metal arms, looks like a vast improvement to the Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which everyone knows it's just very awful. Then the next character is Kung Lao, which Kung Lao was one of my favorite characters to play as. So I was very surprised to see him. I don't know if he's going to be in there for like a good bit, or maybe he's just training with Liu Kang. But it seems like he's going to play a bigger role, at least like bigger than what we anticipated. Ooh, and this next shot of Raiden coming in, and pausing for Raiden right here. I love Raiden's new look. I don't know, it just seems like Raiden is a more calm Raiden on this one, and I don't know if he's going to be kind of similar to like a Merlin character that he was portrayed in the games, or at least in the new timeline games. And then we get the shot of Jax looking at his mechanical arms, and again, I love the mechanical arms, where if you look through his chest, they're actually attached to his chest. Like, it makes it believable that it's going into his nervous system, and that's how his arms need to move. They need to go with his nervous system. Talking a little bit more about Jax is that I really want them to go with him having PTSD, or just him going out with revenge. Because Jax has actually improved as a character in the new timeline games, is that he's not simply just there. He has motive, that he has some complexity to him. He suffers a lot. He's an army veteran who's suffered PTSD, a lot of layers to him, and that can be very relatable. Get a full look of Scorpion, which I love Scorpion's look on this one. Scorpion is the one that I'm looking forward to the most, because he may be calm, like he's angry, but there's something mysterious about it. There's a lore to it. And this next shot of Liu Kang traveling through the desert, which another favorite shot of mine, very gorgeous. Shot going back to Scorpion, and it looks like this is where he finally becomes Scorpion. And that's something that we never get to see, of the human side embracing the Spectre side, that he wants vengeance. We get the shot of Melina, which that's the one thing I wanted to talk about. A lot of people had a problem with, and I'm not one of those people. I actually like her look. Her looks are the last thing I think about in a character. Keep in mind, look at the sides of her mouth, that it looks like they're a little bit open or they're scarred. Maybe her teeth retract from each other. And she's half Adenian, half Tarkatan. The new timeline, they found a way where she actually does look beautiful, but she still has those Tarkatan fangs. Because it's not like in the original games, or even up to 9, where her mouth is full on Tarkatan. From X and 11, I did like to imagine that she had fangs on the sides of her cheeks, and that she looked more Adenian, but she has the Tarkatan traits as well. What wins me over with Melina with this one is that she seems to inherit Melina's traits. Because remember, it's presence is how you enter the room. We get this really big close-up of Shao Kahn as a statue, and it looks like his design hasn't changed much. I doubt he'll be in the movie. He'll probably appear. I don't know if he'll be like a CGI character or anything, like taking a page from Darkseid from the Snyder Cut. This next part is what intrigues me, that they subtly just threw in there without any discussion. Reptile. This is Reptile coming down. I don't know if this is the Reptile or this is another Zetarian. Obviously, there's going to be a big fight between him and Kano, which that shot comes in much later. The shot of Shang talking about killing everyone so he can win Mortal Kombat. Next part is where it confuses me. It looks like Sub-Zero is coming out of smoke. Some people are saying that that's smoke, but that seems to be too many characters in this movie already. We get this next shot of Liu Kang summoning a fire dragon, which that is very cool. Like, that is a gorgeous shot of it. And then here's the big reveal of Goro. I love this shot. When I was a kid, I was afraid of Goro already. I was afraid of him in the game. I could never play the game because I was so afraid of him. It's the movie, which animatronics are amazing. I could not believe that they did that with an animatronic, that it was no CGI. It was all a machine. That thing gave me nightmares as a kid. And then looking at this shot, it's just so much. There's so much story into this one shot. Well, for one, Goro is definitely in the movie. He is definitely like the big bad boss, like as a sub-boss in traditional Mortal Kombat fashion, to the character that he's fighting against. Now, this is the big part of it that I wanted to talk about. Cole Young seems to be fighting him, and he has like this mystic armor on him. He has this armor thing on him, and then he has it later on in a later shot we'll talk about. Feeling that there's more to Cole Young than is being led on, that maybe he's more than Scorpion's son. Why do I get the feeling that, and this is my theory here, what if he's Taven from Mortal Kombat Armageddon? Gods gave Cole as a baby to live with the Shirai Ryu so Scorpion can train him for Mortal Kombat because he is the chosen one. For some reason, I am getting that feeling more to Cole Young's character. Maybe he's not Scorpion's son. Scorpion is just taking care of him, training him, but something happened where he fled, and then that leads to Scorpion's death with the Lin Kuei. I'm actually quite excited to see where it's gonna go. And then we get to the big showdown of the trailer that a lot of people are talking about. It's Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. And this fight is amazing. From the little glimpse that we get, it's the fact that a lot of us who are watching this movie, we grew up with Mortal Kombat, and it's just this sheer rivalry between two ninjas that we love to dress up as, that we like to play as with other friends of ours. This is rivalry coming in live action. We didn't really get that in the original Mortal Kombat movie, and then in Annihilation we actually got that, but it was with Kuai Liang and Scorpion, not Bi-Han. This is something I forgot to mention too, that I think this is Bi-Han's Sub-Zero, not Kuai Liang Sub-Zero. This Sub-Zero seems to be he's fighting for the side of Outworld. So he's kind of like maybe the third villain of the movie. You have Shang as the main, Goro as the second sub-boss, and then Sub-Zero is the third. And then we get into this awesome fight sequence, which beautifully done, might I add, and then the blood dagger is such a nice touch. I'm hoping that the rest of the movie has amazing fight sequences like this, and we're probably not even scratching the surface when it comes to the fight scenes. We get the infamous "get over here" line from Scorpion, and this is another thing that a lot of people, some people had a problem with. I don't have a problem with it, because again, what translates in the game can't really translate well in a movie. You have to make it feel authentic as possible. You have to make it believable. In a movie, you have to make it feel as real as possible. You have to make it feel as authentic as possible. So the "get over here" line, I actually love that it goes well. Another concern is that, like, oh, you could barely hear him because of the mask. Well, you're wearing a mask. I mean, if I can go real life here for a second, we're all wearing masks at this point, or I hope a lot of us are wearing masks, and sometimes we can barely hear each other from wearing our masks. I can actually believe that we can barely hear him is because, again, a mask muffles our voice. You get that traditional Mortal Kombat theme, and it doesn't sound like the original. I love the original. I still listen to the original. I can't play something that was meant for something else for this one. This needed like a good orchestra, modern theme for it. It was good to make a nod to it, but to modernize it. Last part of this trailer is Shang saying "finish them," which is a good nod of finish him in the game. We're just introduced to a lot of these gruesome fatalities. Biggest one that a lot of people had a problem with was that supposedly Mileena is dead in this shot, that Sonya is the one that blasts her. I really do believe it's a fake out shot. I don't think they're gonna kill off Mileena that quick. And if they do, so be it. Keep in mind, characters can come back to life. You have to show some gravity to the fatalities of them performing it. You have to show that deaths mean something in a movie, otherwise, what is the point? It's not the end of the world. If you want to see more Mileena, she's on Mortal Kombat 11. She's a DLC character. You can play her as much as you want. You can perform fatalities with her as much as you want. There's your Mileena. And here's Mileena too, right here in the movie. And then we get this shot right here of Kano fighting Reptile, of him plunging his hand into Reptile's chest and pulling out his heart, which is a nice nod to Kano's original fatality. We'll definitely get a fight scene with Kano versus Reptile, and by the looks of it, Kano may have won that bout. My final thoughts on the trailer. I think it's amazing. It's a really good trailer. Like, it got me so hyped for Mortal Kombat. Before, I was hesitant because I didn't know what route they were going for. Were they going to try to make it like the original movie as possible? No, it seems like they're actually going with the game, and by game, I think they're going with the new timeline. The aesthetics and the tactics and the narrative of the new timeline, where it actually matures the game, that it's not just senseless violence, even though we see that throughout the whole movie. Not like over-the-top gore that we've been seeing in the last few games in Mortal Kombat. I'm interested in the narrative of this movie. Is Cole Young, is he more than what he's led on to be? Is he actually a demigod? Or is he just an important character to win Mortal Kombat? Scorpion, will we get his origin for this movie? Is the Lin Kuei responsible for his death and for him becoming Scorpion? Jax actually have a bigger story than what led on to be, and it would kind of make people feel bad about making fun of his look. Because again, it was funny for like 2 seconds, and then I just moved past from it. I was like, huh, that's funny, but, you know, I want to see more of Jax now because of what's in this trailer. It shows more of him. Kano, is he gonna betray everyone like he does in the games because he's fighting with them? That would be such a big surprise, even though a lot of us MK fans, we know better. With Raiden, I can't wait for more of him. I seem to like his voice that was talking. Shang, I love Shang's look. I can't wait to hear more from him. Goro, Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero seems to be a good villain in this movie. There's a lot to unpack with this trailer. With that in mind, I am looking forward to Mortal Kombat, which comes out on April 16th on HBO Max and in theaters worldwide. And that's it. We're done talking about Mortal Kombat. What do you guys think? Did you like the trailer? Are you excited for the movie? Let me know in the comments below about what your thoughts on the movie or some theories that will happen in the movie. Also, let me know of other MK topics you wanted me to talk about, because I actually want to go into a lot of deep dive videos to characters and certain storylines within the lore. So let's wrap things up. Hit the notification bell to let you know when some more of my videos would come out. Also, like, subscribe, share, as that will help my channel grow. Also, follow me on other social medias to engage with me on topics such as Mortal Kombat. Until next time, thank you for talking with me.